Hello everyone, welcome back to another Pokemon the series, the beginning episode talk. So this might be considered a filler episode, but I don't care. Everyone should see this episode. This is a main episode. I don't care if it's fillery. This is actually a main episode because this is the best filler episode I've ever seen in my life. Pokemon has never peaked like this during filler ever. But let's just get into it. So, Todd apparently has joined the gang, and also Misty is for some reason bullying Ash about the fact, like, are you ever gonna get another badge? And also, can you even win a gym battle, or does the gym leader once again have to give you a pity badge? It's like, why are you being like this? What's wrong with you? However, Ash wants to battle Misty, but then Todd suggests, how about you do the Pokemon League admittance exam? Wow, that's a mouthful, but that one. The Pokemon League exam, let's call it that. And Ash's like, alright, you're on. So they go over to that location. Ash signs up. However, he's not allowed to use his own Pokemon, so he has to give them to the exam people, and Misty will take care of Pikachu. However, Jesse and James are also joining in secret from each other until they out each other. Well, Jesse signs up, then James signs up. However, he used his own name, and then Jesse looks at him, and he's like, go away, you old bat. He's like, old bat, how are you? It's me. It's like, oh, hi, Jesse. However, they also kept this a secret from Meowth because apparently they also want to be Pokemon trainers. I mean, James wants to, and Jesse's good at apparently everything, but she wants to add something else to her resume, I guess. However, this is the best Jessie has ever looked until she opened her mouth and became angry, but that's a different thing. So let's get to the exams. Exam number 1 is the questions about Pokemon. And I actually only got 2 of these wrong because the last one that I technically would have gotten wrong, which I guessed, I never really got an answer to, I don't think. So I will say with utmost shame which one I got wrong. Well, the Licky Tongue one I got wrong, but I misunderstood the question in my defense because of the fact that I thought the question was, is Licky Tongue's tongue at least as big as itself or not? But it was, is it as big or like twice as big or whatever? I was like, no, it is more than that. But sadly enough, the answer was wrong. And then the second one I got wrong, which was the one that I got wrong and instantly looked to my side and realized I was wrong, was the Poliwag one, which is like, whose swirls do these belong to? And I was like, Poliwhirl. And then I looked at my bed because I have a Poliwhirl Plus, and I was like, no, Poliwag, because Poliwhirl has a reverse, and Poliwrath continues that as well. And yeah, got it wrong. However, the only other one that I don't remember the answer to or anything like that is the coughing one, where it's like, was it discovered here? I'm like, I don't know. But outside of that, I got everything else right. However, James wasn't the happiest during this one because it's like, Magikarp. Because the question is like, does a Magikarp in its early stages only know Splash? And the answer is yes, it learns Tackle at level 15. But James was mad because he got flashbacks to the Magikarp salesman. Then exam 2 is the age-old question, who's that Pokemon? And this is why the episode's peak. This is specifically why the episode's absolute peak. Because the first image is just a circle. And it's like, who's this Pokemon? And Ash is like, Voltorb. James is like, a Pokeball. I'm like, really, dude? What? What do you mean, a Pokeball? That's not a Pokemon. And I think Jesse's like, Electrode. And then it's like, well, it's Jigglypuff seen from above. Which I think is the funniest thing ever. Such a classic. Jigglypuff seen from above. This episode's absolute peak. And then afterwards, we go through a couple more Pokemon until we get to the tail of what I would like to call Ponyta. That is my guess. I actually don't know if that one was correct, but I think it's correct. And Jesse's like, why don't you ask a question that I know the answer to? And then she gets kicked out. And then she wants revenge. So now that the test scores are done, who has the highest? Well, not Ash. Ash and James, sadly enough, actually have the lowest test score. I also like how when Jesse gets mad and kicked out, Ash is like, that temper, I recognize that as well. Because when he sees Jesse, James, and then later on, obviously, the attitude of Jesse, each time he's like, that's familiar to me. So now we are at the third and final, at least for the episode, exam, and that is the Pokemon battling. However, since you're not allowed to use your own Pokemon, you get to pick out a belt with 3 Pokeballs, and you don't know what you got until you send out the Pokemon. So James and Ash grab a belt, And James starts off and he's like, go! And sends out Pikachu. However, electric attacks don't work against the Graveler, so James gets mad and sends out the other two Pokemon, which are Ivysaur and Charizard, which causes him to be expelled because of the fact that he's cheating, which is not allowed. So now it's Ash's turn, and what kind of Pokemon could Ash have gotten? Maybe an Articuno, maybe a Rhydon, or a Snorlax. Nope. Go!
Weezing Wee!
Yep, he got Weezing, boys. He has basically Team Rocket's Pokemon. He sends out Weezing against a Flareon and actually uses it really well. He uses Smog in order to block Flareon's flamethrower and cause an explosion that pushes Flareon back. Then it uses Smokescreen and then Tackle to finish it off. And during this time, Team Rocket is like, take notes, take notes! We must take notes! Which I also thought was really funny. However, afterwards, you kind of need to stop taking notes because it's all downhill from here. Because afterwards, we have Jolteon versus Arbok, at which point Ash starts off pretty well with Glare, paralyzing Jolteon. However, then instead of using Poison Sting, he uses Wrap, which is not what you're supposed to do against a Pokemon full of spikes. So Arbok loses. Then we have Meowth versus Vaporeon, which he also loses, at which point Meowth, Team Rocket's Meowth then jumps in, because like, how dare you do that to another Meowth? And then Team Rocket want revenge. However, the Pokemon that were lent to them initially listen when the dude tries to throw a Pokeball at Meowth, but then afterwards they don't listen anymore and they attack Team Rocket and send them away. And also I wrote in my notes, X-Men must start over instead of exam must start over, because of Team Rocket's interference. The X-Men must now start over, I guess. However, Ash decides not to join in. Also, if you complete this, you get a free pass into the Pokemon League. But Ash isn't there for that kind of stuff. He doesn't really care. He's gonna just do his own thing, which is actually better for him. And also, after the gang leaves, Todd is like, where did they go? I found this Meowth, but it turns out the Meowths got flipped. So, yeah, that's a bit of hijinks to end the episode. And overall, like I said, I thought this episode was absolutely great. I love this episode. This is probably my favorite filler episode I have ever seen, because it's just that funny. I love this episode, and yes, it also means every elder filler out after this, it's all downhill from here. How much downhill? Maybe not as much, but still downhill nonetheless. Because this is peak. I love it. The Jigglypuff scene from above is an instant classic. You have the fact that Team Rocket needs to take notes. It's just a great episode. This is the kind of stuff that I love in my filler episodes. If you're not gonna progress the plot, give me some entertainment. And that's kind of where the Farfetch'd episode failed for me. But this one 100% succeeded. I love this episode. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section down below. With that being said, thank you all so very much for watching. And I do hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if that's already. Turn on notifications. And don't forget to check out my Let's Play channel. Link in the description. And at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next time for Cassidy and Buffy. Bye!